Many older people who live alone find it difficult to eat well, and it might be because they feel unmotivated to cook for one person, that buying good quality ingredients is more expensive to source, or they can't get to the shops as easily as they used to. Or perhaps it's a lack of strength and the ability to safely cook for themselves. Whatever the reason, there is a program that can help older people access nutritious meals. That's today's topic. Hi, I'm Carrie from Culturally Directed Care Solutions, where we give you the knowledge and tools to provide quality care with confidence. If aged care is your thing, then consider subscribing to our YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date with the latest industry concepts and reforms. In this series, we're taking a look at the different aged care service types with the aim of helping aged care staff and potentially their clients understand why you may or may not be able to do something. Today's topic is Meals on Wheels or delivered meals. To make sure that older people can meet their dietary requirements, the government subsidises the preparation and delivery of a home delivered meals service through the Commonwealth Home Support Program. The name Meals on Wheels is often used generically to refer to home delivered meals programs. And although not all meal programs are actually called Meals on Wheels, because it's well known, that's the term I'm going to use throughout this video. The Meals on Wheels program has been around for years, way back before the government funded program started. The first official program called Meals on Wheels was set up in Adelaide in 1953, followed closely by other states and territories once the value of that program was recognised. Meals on Wheels can refer to meals that are prepared and delivered to the client's home, as well as meals that are provided at a centre, such as at an activity or day respite centre. Providing this meal means that an older person has access to nutritious food that meets their needs or preferences at least once a day. And it also helps services to informally monitor and check in on the person, making sure that they're okay or if they need any other help. And there are other benefits. Having meals delivered by an aged care provider can help an older person cope better or gradually adjust to a new way of eating, especially after they've been diagnosed with a new health condition where they might need to think carefully about what they can and can't eat. Like a person who needs to start on renal dialysis. The dialysis procedure can be tiring enough for the person without them having to think about preparing and cooking a meal after they've finished their treatment. Knowing they have a meal ready for them can take some of the stress away and help them eat well, supporting their health regime. So what does the CHSP Meals on Wheels program include? Well, depending on the person's assessed needs, the meal program may include breakfast, lunch or evening meals delivered to the person's home or to a different location like a day respite house, a renal clinic or an art centre. It includes meals at a centre as part of an activity and meals outside the centre like a barbecue lunch or picnic lunch where food is prepared by the staff or the volunteers. It can also include meals for the person's carer if the person needs their carer to accompany them to an activity for support, but the carer can't get a regular meal, such as when the meal gets delivered to the person's home. Meals on Wheels has to make allowance for special dietary requirements like intolerances, avoidance requirements and preferences. Not all meals have to be delivered fresh either. They can be delivered cold for heating up later in the day. They can be frozen bulk meals, and they can also include weekend or hamper packs. It really just depends on the person's needs and the location of the service. The other thing that can be provided under this service type is for the service to get get some sort of specialised advice from an accredited practicing dietitian, where they need to make sure that they're meeting any special dietary requirements. I mean, this is really handy where a provider comes across someone with specific dietary needs and the kitchen staff aren't sure on how to set up the menu to meet that person's needs. By the way, if the person needs some help to understand how to cook meals themselves, or they want cooking lessons, that's a different type of support, and it's covered under different programs, not the Meals on Wheels program. There are a couple of other things that are not covered under this service type. The main one that people need to be aware of is that Meals on Wheels doesn't generally cover the cost of meals that are part of an excursion, like going out to the pub or going out for coffee and cake. These are expenses that the person is expected to pay for themselves. And of course, Meals on Wheels are not a free service, it's a subsidised service. The funding is provided to cover the cost of preparing the meal and delivering it, but not the ingredients. Even where a client has been exempted from paying a service fee, they still have to contribute towards the cost of the meal according to funding guidelines. Another thing that people often ask is whether they have the responsibility to provide all of the older person's nutritional needs. Currently under this program, no you don't. Most Meals on Wheels services use an accredited dietitian or a nutritionist to make sure that the menu includes nutritionist meals for older people, but they understand that they can only do so much when a person is living in their own home. It's important therefore that staff keep an eye on the health and well-being of clients who are receiving Meals on Wheels or who might benefit from being on the program. And if the person looks like they are losing weight, then staff or volunteers need to let their supervisor know immediately. Now, if your organisation has a subscription to the CDCS Total Quality Package, you can access the staff info shares, which are like short toolbox talks or the service type fact sheets that can be provided to your clients. These have more information on this topic, including the expectations on clients who are receiving this service type. I hope that has made the service type Meals on Wheels clearer for you. Keep in mind, it's about helping an older person to get access to adequate nutrition and to stay well. And if you haven't watched the other videos in this series, then click on one of the links on the screen and check them out. Anyway, until the next video, stay well, keep caring, and I'll see you in another video soon.